And then vice versa, right? For the y-intercept, both those y-intercepts, we've got the x is 0. So if you're looking for an x-intercept, turns out the y is 0. And the y-intercept, the x is 0. And so that's how we go about this finding of those when we don't have the graph to identify those. Find the x-intercept, well, like we just said, on the graph, those always have a y value of 0. So to find the x-intercept, we're going to set the y equal to 0 and solve. And vice versa, to find the y-intercept, since the x has to be 0 to be a y-intercept, we're going to set x equal to 0 and solve. So it's really hopefully easy process to remember. You just set, to find whatever intercept, you set the other one equal to 0. Okay. All right, so find the intercepts. Number 1. How about y equals 7 minus 2x? Usually the y-intercept is the easiest, so let's start with those. So like we said, to find the y-intercept, that's x is 0. And so that would be y equals 7 minus 2 times 0, just setting x to be 0, which makes that 0. Which makes the y-intercept 7, or if we want to specifically write an ordered pair, maybe x is 0, y is 7, right? It's x comma y. It's the usual order there. All right, x-intercepts. Well, we said the y equal to 0. And so that is a little more to it there. Yeah, we just set the y to be 0. And it sets up an equation that we do have to do a little solving for. Probably the easiest, either way, it doesn't matter. If we add the 2x and divide by 2, we got 7 halves. X is 7 halves, that's our x-intercept, or if we write it as an ordered pair, it'd be the x is 7 halves, the y is 0. So those are my intercepts. Fairly simple. You can run into all sorts of solving. I mean, that's why we talked about solving problems, solving equation earlier. What about this one? Intercepts on this one. Y equals x squared minus 4x minus 5. Most of our equations will be y equals equations, but they won't always be. So it may not always be just like this, but usually the y-intercept is the easier of the two. Won't always be. I think there might be one on the homework that is not, one or two that is not quite as easy as this. But the y-intercept, what do you got? 0 squared minus 4, the x is 0. Negative 5, yeah. Both the other terms are zeroed out, so yeah, you get a negative 5 y-intercept, or ordered pair form, 0 is x and negative 5 is y. The x-intercept, just a little more to it. Y is 0. So what we have to do there?
Factor.
Either factor, quadratic formula may come into play, square root method may come into play, but yeah, it is factor. X and x, got minus 5, minus 4 in the middle, minus 5 and a positive 1. Okay. And so in this case, there's two x-intercepts, yes. Add 5. X is 5, and here you got minus 1. X is negative 1. So 5, 0, we write it in ordered pair, 5, 0, negative 1, 0. Those are the actual x-intercept. So yeah, that one's going to cross the x-axis twice. Cross the y-axis once. Yeah, you can have more than one of each kind, but is that okay?